Welcome back. We're talking to Sania Mirza and Ayaz Memon. On one hand, we say India is such a cricket-centric nation. Everything is cricket, 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 cricket. Finally, tennis comes into the picture, and we say, oh, too much emphasis has been given to tennis. So don't you think that there's a slight dichotomy there? I mean,
there are people who carp all the time. You know, आप कुछ भी करें तो सही नहीं है. Either it's too much or too little. But yes, what is happening is कि दूसरे sports को भी अब काफी तवज्जो मिल रही है. There's a lot of attention being given to other sports. A, because disposable income is going up, there are new entrants, money is flowing in, and we become part of the global society. I think cable television, especially sports channels, are driving the agenda a lot. It's not only about cricket. Cricketers are still the top stars, yes, but not by many miles any longer, in terms of at least fame.
And as far as Sania's success goes, what do you think her success is credited to?
I think ambition has a big role to play in it, and apart from talent. I also think that there's a lot of hard work, but my own opinion, I may be wrong, I think the real hard work begins now. It's going to just get tougher. You're 77, to get to 50 is going to be excruciating, and that's where you need your mind to be. It's a mental game after this.
Sania, Mahesh Bhupati's company Global Sport manages your career, and his father was your coach, I think 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So how much do you credit your success to them?
Well, Mahesh's company, Global Sport, they manage my commercial aspects, yes. And, Mr. Bhupati, Mr. CJ Bhupati, he was my coach 3 years ago. I did play with him for a couple of months, which was really good. It helped me. I've played with about a dozen coaches till today, so it'll be wrong for me to say that only he has helped me. It's been everyone's effort. I've picked up different things from different people all over these years.
Let's see what Mahesh has to say.
You don't expect kids when they're 12 to come out and break into the women's or men's circuit by 18, but Sania's been able to do that, and I think you got to give her a lot of credit. My goal is to maybe project Sania as one of the biggest sportsmen in the country, along with Sachin, Saurav, Rahul, and so on. So we're trying to build that image for her so that she can carry it on for about 10 years. I've been as a tennis player. I recommended her to go to Bob Brett. I think that helped her a lot. And now it's just one step. I think we want to get her to the top 20, and hopefully we'll all work towards that.
Top 20?
That's what he says.
Well, that's what he wants for you.
Well, that's what I want
And that's the right kind of person to be pushing you.
No, definitely, that's what I want to. But then I believe in short-term goals, so I would like to say top 50 still, and then top 20 maybe end of next year.
That's also short-term, Sania, given your age.
Well, that's the way it goes. I believe in achieving the goals first and then aiming higher.
Mahesh's company, Global Sport, is responsible for all your advertising. To what extent do you take all his advice?
Well, it's a team effort. Me and Mahesh talk. Mahesh talks to my parents. I talk to my parents. It's all a team. It's a team decision. It's not just me deciding or my parents deciding, but definitely we do have a say in it. And,
who has the final say?
We all do. We all have to agree to it. Like if I say no to something and my parents say no to something and he says yes to something, it won't happen. You see?
What if you and your parents say yes to something and he says no to it?
Well, if he says no to it, I don't think he's going to bring it up to us, right?
That's also daft. But let's see what Mahesh has to say about it.
If she doesn't do that many endorsements at 18, she will hopefully do some at 19 and 20. As I said, we're going to be picky. There are a lot of companies who are interested in working with Sania, but there are a few companies who give us value adds. For example, Lotto has come in and they've decided to manufacture a signature line for Sania. That's a huge value add for any athlete. If only had the looks and didn't have the game, it wouldn't help. But she's playing great tennis. She beats Kuznetsova, who's 6th in the world. So. And at the end of the day, she carries herself really well off the court. She's a lot more mature than any 18-year-old. She speaks well, and she's really making everybody proud. So I think that's why corporate India is responding well.
Do you think Mahesh is responsible for Sania's success?
Well, I'm not sure if he's responsible for her success, but what I do know is that he's such a seasoned hand on the circuit. उनका जो तजुर्बा है, he's seen defeat, victory, everything. His advice will be invaluable. I think he's getting good value for her in terms of sponsorship and endorsements. That's great. But beyond that, I think he's got a little acumen, and he's a high achiever himself. So,
Sania?
I mean, like he says, I don't know if he's responsible for my success, but he definitely
has a big hand in it.
He's been a part of it.
Your imaging, your packaging, your branding.
Well, imaging, I don't know, because I've been working with him just year and a half. So before Wimbledon.
I think that's the time you've really come into the limelight, though, hasn't it been?
No. Well, it happened for
all
Wimbledon.
the successes happened in the last 3 to 4 months. You said it's been.
Well, this kind of success. But I'm talking about Wimbledon. Wimbledon was huge too. I mean, but I wasn't signed up with his company at that time. Even then, people were coming in. That's when I got a lot of offers too. But then I think I was 16 and I was, I was the juniors and I was just, breaking into from the junior to the senior, making that transition. I didn't want to, maybe my parents thought there was already a lot of pressure on me, even at 16. So, we just did what was best. And
what made you sign up with Mahesh?
Well, first of all, he is, like he said, he's a very seasoned player. He does understand the game, and he always has advice, for me whenever I need advice.
Pooja, to use an oxymoron, it's like a dog-eat-dog world there in tennis. It's not easy.
In any sport,
in any sport, in any professional sport, it's like that. And somebody who's like, wise old fox like Mahesh will be of some value, I think, in terms of not just, technique about tennis. That's fine. She's got her own coaches, but also about living on the circuit, life on the circuit.
One ambitious girl, Ayaz, what do you say?
Yeah, but it's not easy. Let me tell you, Pooja, that in the top 100, there will be about 50, 60 girls who are 22, 23 and less. Women's tennis, there's a very high burnout and dropout rate also. As Sania would tell you, but 23, 24, you're, almost passé in today's world, either through injury or whatever else. There are too many other distractions. So you need great focus to stay there.
Ayaz, do you have any tips for Sania as to how to avoid certain potential media traps that may be out there?
Well, सबसे अहम बात तो ये है कि आपको मीडिया के साथ रहना है. ये नहीं कि कल्टिवेट करें, लेकिन आई थिंक ऑनेस्टी पेज इन द लॉन्ग रन. अगर आप अप फ्रंट रहे मीडिया से, सो ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम मीडिया भी ये जान जाती है कि आप जो है अपना माइंड स्पीक करते हैं. जैसे मैंने कहा कि आप भागोगे अगर, तो मीडिया कहेगी दे विल असाइन मोटिव्स.
लेकिन सबसे तो बात नहीं कर सकते.
कोशिश करनी चाहिए.
That's it, Sania. You've got to devote more time to talking to the press, according to Ayaz.
Well, but then if I answer 75 calls and I don't answer the 76, that person labels me arrogant. So that's something I cannot stop her.
Just make sure that's not the most important guy.
Sania, what about you? What tips do you have for young players that come in to prevent them maybe from having an early burnout?
Well, I think first of all, I think they should just enjoy the game. Today I'm playing, I have 1 billion people expecting so much from me, right? The whole of India is expecting so much from me. I would just like to say, whenever I go out there, I enjoy the game. I still enjoy hitting every ball. The day I stop enjoying the game, I think that'll be the last ball I'll hit.
Sania, recently you were awarded in the field of sport by the Great Women Achievers. It was a wonderful award for you to get. I think it's extremely well-deserved, and you seem to represent this emerging, strong Indian woman. And I really wish that you go from strength to strength.
Thank you.
And Ayaz, thank you so much for being here and sharing your wisdom and your thoughts with us. Thank you both so much for being on the show.
Pleasure being here.
Pleasure.
If you have any comments, if you have any opinions, please write in to me at Just Pooja, Post Box number 132, GPO, Mumbai 400001. Or you can even SMS me at Just Pooja space your message and send it to me at 8888. You can even email me at just.pooja@zoomtelevision.com. See you again next week. Bye.